Watching scary movies will give you the shakes. Here's your spooky spot on the Royal Baubles Ghostface, the resin bobblehead statue. Add some slasher style to your home with this Ghostface bobblehead statue. This officially licensed bobblehead features a flowing hooded black robe with jagged finish, and of course the iconic screaming mask that has become synonymous with Ghostface. Complete your haunted house with this sinister statue. I hope everybody has been enjoying this horrific holiday so far as we continue the spooky spots for all the remainder of Spottober. Before we get a closer look at the bobbleheads of Ghostface, let's grab the tape measure just to see how tall the figure stands. Right to the very top of his head, Ghostface the bobblehead stands at about 7.5 inches in height, or it's roughly about 18.5 centimeters tall. And sliding over this mascot of Scream to free up a little bit of space next to him to have a look at, or compare at least with, the pretty woman Leatherface, the bobblehead that we've looked at obviously before. In both the cases, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I found these at Spirit Halloween. Okay, it's not really much of a secret. Anybody that has benefited from having a local Spirit Halloween store or able to even order these online, you'll find both of these available there. The one I'm still unfortunately been eluded by is the Michael Myers Behind the Bush. I've checked around now to 3 Spirit Halloween stores and no such luck. Apparently both the bobbleheads agree. I might just end up having to pull the trigger and order it online. Now, I think only Spirit Halloween is available on .com, which means I probably would be able to order it online. Then I'll have to pay the horrific conversion costs and the shipping that goes along with it as well. Anyways, enough of the scares of shopping online. Let's get a closer look now at the Ghostface bobblehead. Now, you've already saw he's about the same size as Leatherface, and in both the cases, they come included with a square display base that they're standing on top of. I don't know what's going on here with this display base. There's excess amounts of either blood or marinara sauce. One thing I do like, actually, that they have sculpted the blood from the rest of the base, so it's actually lifted. They haven't simply just painted over top of it. That's a nice effect. I don't know why Ghostface would be standing in this much blood. I mean, I would still be, as a killer, worried about getting this much blood stained into my robe, right? Because I'm going to be walking around. I'm going to be literally leaving a trail behind me. And what's rather interesting, though, is even though there's so much blood happening here on the display base, there's no blood anywhere to be found here on the knife. Now, I know he likes to clean his blade off, but with this much blood happening here, where's all this blood coming from? That's the question I would like to know, unless Ghostface perhaps is bleeding underneath the robe and he's just not aware of it. If he is aware of it, he seems to be handling things rather calmly. Head sculpt-wise, it's classic-looking Ghostface. Short of the fact it does bobble back and forth, it's certainly living up to its namesake. You can see probably underneath, there's his neck, and attached to the top of his neck is the spring that goes to the inside of the head cavity. That'll be more than enough to allow this to bobble back and forth. Even though it is bobbling, and even though it does live up to the name of being a bobblehead, these are actually made of resin, so you will still want to be careful. You wouldn't want to put these in a car, for example, where some people like to put their bobbleheads on top of dashboards. You really don't want to do with a case like this with a resin, because it's going to be most likely to break. But the detailing's certainly nicely handled here. Very elongated mouth, of course. Let's just hold the head here for a second. I didn't want to make you guys too motion sickness watching that. You can see, again, you've got the peanut eyes, the elongated mouth, and the little tiny nose in between. The paint is actually really nicely handled here. These are all hand-painted, by the way. Off to the side, you can also see that the mask is still part of actually a hood, or like a little cowl piece that he wears, and then the hood would literally go over top of that. I like the way they've also recessed this, too. It's just deep enough that you can see it makes it slightly darker than the rest of the cloak hood around it. As I spin this around, you can certainly see it. Very nicely detailed. Again, you've got all the wrinkles happening here. The natural drape that would occur with wearing a hood over your head, whether you're a killer or not. Although it's really strange, you probably wouldn't be wearing a hood. I guess you could wear a hoodie, but hoodies aren't going to drape the same way as this. The colors continue on as it goes to the rest of the robe here. Although the colors don't seem to be the same color. It seems almost like this part is a little shinier, doesn't it look? Like than what we get here for the actual hood portion. But it's pretty close. It's close enough. And considering as well that these are hand painted after all, I think they've done a pretty good job. There's a lot less paint, let's face facts, than what they would have had to have applied to the pretty woman. It's literally just, hey, the person that has the black paint for the day gets just to literally go back and forth like this. The parts they will want to be careful of to paint is the blade of the knife, which again, strangely, is clean. Where again is all this blood coming from that the blade remains clean? A classic pose of Ghostface. As you can see, he's wiping the blade after finishing slaying somebody. He does have the gloves there as well. Again, like very nicely detailed for what little, I mean, again, it's just all literally black paint on top of black paint, but I think they've done a good job with what they've had to work with. He even has the little trails of streaming fabric that actually comes down from his forearms here. It's again a really, really nice looking piece. And of course, that is a bobblehead. It takes very little pressure at all to really get the head to bobble back and forth. Yes, Ghostface agrees with me. You technically have it nodding back and forth as well, so if you think you want to go back to Spirit Halloween, you want to ask Ghostface, you think I should pick up anything else? Yeah, what does he know anyways? But yeah, I really like this one a lot. I'm not really sure, though, while comparing it along with the pretty woman Leatherface, whether I like Ghostface more or I like Leatherface more. In both the cases, their last names end in face. Would their last names be Face? Ghost would be his first name, last name would be Face. Same with Leatherface. I guess it's one name. It's a hyphen, isn't it? No, it's not even a hyphen either. But still, though, when you're comparing the two, they fit well together on a shelf. The only thing, unfortunately, missing then from this one, the one I still really want to get, is the Michael Myers Behind the Bush. Whether I will be able to find that one locally, or I may have to, again, just pull the trigger and order that online. I would, though, now like to be able to get the third one, the final one. Yes, there is also the gizmo sitting inside the car, but as much as I am as a big fan of Gremlins as I am, I don't know if I still, though, want to get a bobblehead of Gizmo if it's just literally just sitting in his car. But I like the look of these quite a lot. Ghostface was also released, I believe, in a Spencer's exclusive that had the glow-in-the-dark face. This one doesn't have the glow-in-the-dark face, but it has the iconic face of Ghostface, and that's more than enough for me. By the way, the frightful 411 on this guy, the price point at least, he was $49.99 at local stores. Thank goodness for me, I've already shopped at Spirit Halloween a couple of times already. I've now moved on to the second hand for how many times I can count. I've been to a Spirit Halloween store. And through purchasing things from Spirit Halloween, if you give your email address to the clerk that works the counter, then they send over periodically a 20% off coupon, to which I did use and I cashed in when picking up Ghostface. So I saved a little bit of money. I saved myself the tax and I saved a little bit on top of that. So he wasn't as much the $49.99. I think online, if you're looking to order this one from Spirit Halloween directly, the Spirit Halloween store online, I think, had the price point for this guy at about $34, $35. So it's not that much different than what I would have paid Canadian. A nice looking bobblehead, though. I did actually, in fact, see the other bobblehead when I went to the mall last week. It was the glow in the dark. And again, I think the price for that was almost closer to $55, being it was a store exclusive. Not sure if I really want to even venture. Do I want to even, first of all, go to a mall at this time of year? Maybe not. I hate going to malls. And second of all, as well, I mean, even if it's a glow-in-the-dark Ghostface, I like really the classic look at Ghostface anyways. Do I really need the one that has to have a glow-in-the-dark face simply just so I can have two on the shelf? Probably not. So I'm going to be happy just to keep this one for the time being. Just happy also to know that he did get the chance to redeem that 20% off coupon. It was burning a hole in my pocket. No, it wasn't literally burning a hole in my pocket. That's one of those things that old people say. If you have money sitting in your pocket for a long time, it's burning a hole in your pocket, like you have to get rid of it right away. I am, yes, certainly old. What do you guys think, though, of Ghostface? Ironically enough, the Ghostface box also considers this the icon of Halloween. I think both Michael Myers and Sam would probably dispute that matter, but apparently considered the icon of Halloween according to the box. Lots of blood, though, all over the base. That's a lot of blood. And where it came from, I have no idea, but Ghostface has no problems whatsoever just standing in the mess that he made. What do you guys think of Ghostface? Let me know down below in the comment section. And if you've had the chance already to pick up any of these bobbleheads, which one did you get for your collection? And of course, if you did want to stick around for more spooky videos, make sure, first of all, if you enjoyed this video, send a solid my way by hitting it with a like. And obviously, if you're loving the content you're seeing, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button down below and turning on the bell notification. While we have wrapped up, has nothing to do with Mummy, while we have finished up things with Ghostface for right now, there's definitely going to be a lot more spooky related videos coming to you before the rest of this month is over. promsies for that. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.